On September 24th, Super Typhoon Regassa, the strongest storm to strike China this year, roared ashore in Guangdong province on Wednesday, battering major urban centers with destructive winds exceeding 200 kilometers per hour and intense rainfall. The massive storm, which had gathered strength over the South China Sea, unleashed its full force on Shenzhen, Zhuhai, and surrounding coastal regions, disrupting transportation, crippling infrastructure, and leaving millions of residents confined to their homes under red-level typhoon warnings. In Shenzhen, a city of more than 17 million people and one of China's most important financial and technology hubs, the impact was immediate and severe. Streets that only a day earlier had been filled with commuters and bustling traffic fell eerily silent as the city went into emergency shutdown. Skyscrapers, built to withstand strong winds, visibly swayed as gusts rattled their glass exteriors. Dozens of high-rise windows shattered under pressure, sending shards of glass cascading onto empty boulevards below. Construction cranes collapsed at several sites, and scaffolding was ripped apart, scattering debris across business districts. The Shenzhen Metro suspended operations across multiple lines, while long-distance bus and ferry services were cancelled. At Baoan International Airport, nearly all flights were grounded as authorities struggled to keep terminals safe from the storm's unrelenting wind. The coastal city of Zhuhai, located just west of Macau, endured some of the most punishing conditions. Entire residential blocks lost their rooftops as Regassa's gusts ripped through seaside districts, while heavy rainfall flooded narrow streets and market. Power outages spread across multiple neighborhoods after the storm toppled transmission towers and snapped power lines, plunging parts of the city into darkness. Emergency services struggled to access the hardest-hit areas, as fallen trees and overturned vehicles blocked major roads. Local hospitals reported treating residents injured by flying debris and glass fragments, while rescue workers braved dangerous conditions to respond to distress calls. According to the China Meteorological Administration, Regassa reached sustained wind speeds of more than 200 km per hour at landfall, placing it among the strongest typhoons to strike South China in recent history. While torrential rain caused flash flooding in low-lying districts, experts noted that the storm's fierce winds, rather than rainfall, posed the greatest threat. Vehicles almost blown onto sidewalks, metal billboards were twisted into wreckage, and entire rows of trees were uprooted, leaving city streets littered with debris. Ahead of the storm, Guangdong authorities took precautionary measures, issuing the highest-level typhoon warnings, suspending schools and government offices, and ordering coastal evacuations. More than 25,000 residents were relocated from vulnerable villages and fishing communities along the Pearl River Delta, with temporary shelters opened to accommodate evacuees. Officials also imposed strict controls on maritime traffic, with thousands of fishing boats and cargo vessels ordered to dock ahead of Regassa's arrival. Despite these efforts, the storm's intensity overwhelmed parts of the province. In Shenzhen, reports emerged of factories with collapsed roofs and warehouses left in ruins, while in Zhuhai, local businesses sustained heavy damage after storefronts were smashed and inventories soaked. The financial toll is expected to be significant, with early estimates suggesting billions of yuan in economic losses across manufacturing, logistics, and trade sectors. As Regassa moves further inland, the storm is gradually weakening, but authorities warned of lingering risk. Meteorologists cautioned that secondary disasters such as landslides and flash floods remain possible in mountainous areas, given the saturation of soil from days of continuous rainfall. Railways and highways linking Guangdong to neighboring provinces were suspended due to safety concerns, with engineers dispatched to inspect tracks and bridges before services can resume.
海水倒灌啊！站在上面，人行道都这么高，两个车，哎呦，保佑赶紧停啊！不能再逛，再逛就要淹到上来了。
China's Ministry of Emergency Management has dispatched additional rescue teams and resources to Guangdong, including specialized units trained in disaster relief and medical assistance. The National Grid Company has begun large-scale operations to restore power, while local governments mobilized thousands of workers to clear blocked roads and repair damaged infrastructure.
Wow!
Regassa's landfall has also disrupted international trade flows. The Pearl River Delta, home to some of China's busiest ports in Shenzhen and Guangdong, saw shipping activities halted, delaying both exports and imports in one of the world's most critical logistics corridors. Analysts warn that the typhoon could exacerbate supply chain disruptions already strained by seasonal weather and global shipping backlogs. This latest disaster adds to a growing list of extreme weather events China has faced in 2025, including earlier floods in northern provinces and record-breaking heat waves in the summer months. Experts point to the increasing frequency and severity of such storms as evidence of climate change's impact on the region, underscoring the vulnerability of densely populated coastal cities like Shenzhen and Zhuhai. For now, Guangdong remains on high alert. Emergency shelters are at capacity, city streets are still largely deserted, and millions of residents are waiting for clear signs that the storm has passed.
Wow, 我恐怖得噃，要看有咯。我靠！瞓覺。
While skies are expected to gradually clear in the coming days, the long process of recovery and rebuilding has only just begun.